Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be filming a first trimester recap. I haven't talked to you guys since I think announced that we were pregnant, so I just wanted to explain the story, how we found out, all of my symptoms, all of your questions. I asked questions on my Instagram of pregnancy questions that you guys had, so I will be answering those today, and if you're not following me on Instagram, I will link that below. Okay, so while I'm filming this, tomorrow I will be 21 weeks pregnant, and so we've been out of our first trimester for a good bit now, so a little bit delayed in filming this video, but better late than never. I just wanted to go over kind of the story of how we found out, and then I'll get into some symptoms that I've been having, and then I'll end with answering your guys' questions. So, how we found out, I think it was in March. This is so awkward to talk about. Everybody and their mother is like, was this baby planned? Like, was this baby a surprise? And it's hard because it's kind of both. Like, we knew that we wanted to have a baby this year, and we knew that we wanted to start trying. So we thought personally it was going to take like a long time to get pregnant, just watching like friends go through it, and it would just take a while. We thought it was going to take a good bit, so we were definitely surprised in like how short it took, but not a surprise because we knew we wanted a baby this year, and this baby is so wanted and so loved. So no, not a surprise, but just like quicker than we ever expected. So how we found out, we really didn't think that we were gonna get pregnant the first time. We weren't like using any like app trackers. I know you guys were asking that too. I was just late for my period, and I was like 2 days late, which I have a very irregular period, so I didn't think anything of it, and I was having really, really bad cramps. So I was like, it's gonna start any day now. No point of taking a test. Like, this is very, very normal that I'm late. Then it got to like the 4th day, and I was like, okay, I'm just gonna like take a test just cause I'm curious and just cause I wanna know. But like I told Jake the night before I took it, I was like, I'm gonna take a test in the morning. But like I feel stupid taking it. I'm like 99.9% sure it's gonna be negative. Like, I'm gonna start my period. I have really bad cramps, but I'm just gonna take it. We've never taken a test without him present. Like, whenever I take a test, we've never had like a pregnancy scare or like anything, but curiosity happens. But we've never taken a test without him being there with me when I'm taking it. So he was like, you better wait for me. And I'm so glad I did because we were pregnant, and I was a few days late for my period, obviously, but that is why I didn't have like any crazy symptoms, wasn't nauseous, wasn't anything that made me think I was pregnant. I was just late. So yeah, that's how we found out. We were very, very shocked, like ultimate shock mode. The first few days were a blur. Like, we were just like, our whole lives are about to change. Like, were we ready for this? Were we not ready for this? But God's timing is perfect, and this was all part of his plan. So yeah, we're just really, really excited. So now into first trimester symptoms. If I'm going to be honest with you guys, I was kind of terrified to get pregnant because I've just heard horror stories of nausea and like constantly on the toilet, like throwing up, and that just wasn't my experience. If you know me, if you've been following me for a long time now, you know that I've kind of had my go around with my health issues. I've just had a lot going on, so I was like, please, Lord, like bless me with an easy pregnancy because I've already gone through so much, and I had really, really bad periods growing up, and I heard like the myth, and I'm not saying this is true. It's like if you had like hard periods, then normally your pregnancy is easier. I don't think any of that's true, but it's true for me. I had really hard periods growing up, bad cramps, like throwing up, and my pregnancy's honestly been pretty smooth so far. So first trimester symptoms, number one thing I would say is just extreme exhaustion. Like, so tired. Before we found out I was pregnant, I was falling asleep at night during TV shows, like randomly. It's not normally me. It's not normally what I do. But I would like lay on Jake's lap and fall asleep. And it was like consistently every single night I would fall asleep at like 7 or 8 p.m. On his lap watching TV. And he was starting to make fun of me and was like, McKenna, what is wrong with you? But yeah, come to find out, obviously, because I'm pregnant. But yeah, just really bad exhaustion. I can't even describe it. It was like doing anything was hard. Like getting up to do anything just took everything out of me. Like going to work, one, is hard in itself. Like, especially if you have a job that's like demanding or you're working outside or anything like that. It's very hard. And then let alone like coming home and like going out to dinner or going to a friend's house, or like we didn't do anything the first few weeks because just work took it out of me. So like going to see a friend after, I can't. I just need to come home, go to bed, do it all over the next day. So that was definitely my number one symptom in the first trimester, which, trust me, I will take it over being nauseous and throwing up. Don't get me wrong, there was definitely, it wasn't as like intense as I thought it was going to be. Everyone's like cravings, nausea, like everything when you smell something, you want to throw up. Like, yeah, I kind of had that, like certain foods, I'd be like, ew, doesn't sound good. But like, I'm not like puking because it doesn't sound good. There were certain things that didn't taste good, like coffee didn't taste good for a while, so didn't drink that. But there was nothing that like had me gagging because of the thought or the smell. So that was definitely not expected, just because everybody always like tells you, you know, you smelled something, you're immediately start throwing up and gagging. It's not what I experienced. Honestly, like until I started like showing, it didn't really feel like I was pregnant, which was kind of sad, and it felt like honestly discrediting my pregnancy, and felt like, I don't know how to explain it. Just because you don't have as many symptoms doesn't lessen your experience, and I feel like sometimes people make you feel that way and they make you feel bad for having an easier pregnancy. Like, trust me, none of it is easy. You're growing a human inside of you, so none of it is easy. But yeah, I feel like if I just felt guilt from other people, like, oh my gosh, you have it so easy. Like, oh, you're so lucky, you don't have to deal with this. And I already know that I'm lucky. You don't need to make me feel even worse about it. So that was just me. Maybe I'm being dramatic, but it's all hard. And I feel like because I had extreme exhaustion and this person had really bad nausea, doesn't discredit them, and they might not have had the extreme exhaustion that I did. And it's different for everybody. Everybody has a different pregnancy, and every pregnancy is different. My next pregnancy may be completely different and terrible, and I might be over the toilet the whole time. So I'm gonna enjoy this pregnancy while it lasts, because I know not everybody gets it, and it might not be the same next time. So yeah, number one pregnancy symptom was extreme exhaustion. Another one I wasn't expecting was I was just constantly thirsty, always drinking water, which is great because you're trying to nourish and keep yourself hydrated for the baby. So very, very thirsty, peeing all the time. I was nervous work was gonna find out before I told them because I just was constantly peeing. Another one, I was sneezing all the time, which I don't know if that is related to pregnancy or not. I feel like I've heard that from other people though, as a weird symptom nobody expects, but I was sneezing all the time. Another symptom that I was not expecting at all was my bowel movements. They were not acting normally. It was really hard to go to the bathroom, and I would just have like cramps all day because I couldn't go to the bathroom. So that was one I wasn't expecting. That was probably my number one complaint for a while, because it was just painful to have your stomach hurting all the time. Another symptom I was not expecting was the cramping that I was experiencing. I didn't think I was pregnant because I was cramping, like my period cramps, and honestly almost worse. And it's like a horror story when people tell you that you shouldn't be cramping while you're pregnant. And I just thought something was wrong because I wasn't experiencing pregnancy symptoms or like the normal ones. I didn't feel pregnant. So when I had cramps, I was just freaking out that I was having a miscarriage, something was wrong with baby, and my OBGYN was like, completely normal, you're fine. I think a lot of the cramping had to do with not being able to go to the bathroom, but also because you're just growing in there and your organs are growing, they're getting shifted, they're moving. Your body's going through something, and obviously it's going to be painful at times. So I was not expecting cramping. Okay, so now I'm gonna answer some of your guys' questions. And the first one that everybody's asking is, when are you due? And we are due in November, so we're very excited. Have a little November baby. The next question was, when did you tell your parents? This person just found out they were pregnant, so congratulations. Everybody's different, and whenever you want to tell your family or your friends, it's totally up to you. It should not matter what other people think. Personally, we were just so excited to tell people. We're very close to both of our families. So we were very excited to share the news, share the excitement, and we also wanted our families to know in case something went wrong that we didn't have to go through it alone. So we actually ended up finding out we were pregnant on a Monday, booked our flights to Texas to go tell Jake's family in person on Friday. Didn't tell a soul. They didn't know we were coming. We surprised them at work, surprised them at the house. So that was really fun, and I have all of these like reaction videos on my Instagram or on my TikTok, so you can go look there. My family, we wanted like everybody to be in person if possible. So I was going to, thankfully at the time it worked out great, see my parents, I think like a week or two after we told Jake. So I was like 7 weeks along. We told my parents, it was actually on April Fool's Day. So we told them then, and then my brother and Tay were in town like the week after, so we told them at 7 or 8, I think it was 8 weeks. So that's when we told our family. It's definitely up to you guys. We just knew that if something, God forbid, were to go wrong, we would want support and community around us. So that's why we did what we did. We might be different next time around and just enjoy it, us two, a little bit longer, but we were just so excited to tell people. Next question was, have you been having any cravings? And this is another thing I also wasn't expecting either, was everybody talks about cravings or food aversions, and I didn't really experience that either. I would definitely say aversions, like very picky with my meat, and it just like grosses me out if I don't trust the place that it's coming from. So that's one thing, has to be like super cooked, or it grosses me out. Cravings, I don't know what I would say. For a while I was craving pickles, and then for a while I was craving just like anything sweet, ice cream, chocolate. For a while I was craving salty things, like as a midnight snack I like just wanted fries. But yeah, they changed like every day, they were different. It wasn't like, oh, for a month I was craving pickles nonstop. Like that just wasn't what I experienced. It was like one night Jake would ask me what I want for dinner, and I'd be like, I want McDonald's. Not really, but like I was so set on McDonald's, like McDonald's sounds so good, I need McDonald's right now. It wasn't like a long-term thing. Like I didn't want McDonald's for a long amount of time. It was just that night I was craving McDonald's. Next question was, are you having a boy or girl? We're having a boy. We found out the gender at, I think it was 16 weeks. We ended up doing the genetic testing just because of like, we were curious and wanted peace of mind about things, but also it was a bonus that you could find out the gender too. We were very worried that it like wasn't accurate, which it definitely is. I think they say it's like 99% accurate. The nurse that I was talking to was like, I've been working here for 5 years, have done so many of these tests, and not one of them have been wrong. So that eased my mind, but we wanted to also confirm it on an ultrasound before like doing a whole gender reveal, because how embarrassing would that be if you're having a boy and then a month later you're like, oh no, it's a girl. So we went to a third-party ultrasound tech, and she did gender reveals as early as 14 weeks. So we went at 15 weeks, and she confirmed, our gender keeper confirmed that it was the same results as the blood work, so we were confident. And then we just had our 20-week scan, and obviously it's confirmed again. But that's how we found out the gender, and I don't know how or why, but like me and Jake just both, as soon as we found out we were pregnant, we're like, it's a boy. And we were so confident it was a boy, my brother was like, you guys need to stop referring to him as him, because what if it's a girl and you're gonna, so yeah, we just always thought it was a boy. I feel like we just picture ourselves as boy mom and dad. And I remember, I don't remember how far along I was, but I remember telling Jake, like, I just feel like if it's a boy, like, I just feel like he's taking care of his mama already, like giving me an easy pregnancy so far. But yeah, so he is a boy, and it's crazy that we kind of felt like we knew it. Someone asked, how has your mental health been since finding out you were pregnant? And that is also another symptom that I forgot to mention. But pregnancy anxiety is like so real. I don't even know how to explain it. I don't normally struggle with like anxiety. I've definitely been anxious before. I've had like a panic attack, but I wouldn't say like that I'm a very anxious person. But yeah, I don't know if it's like the hormones, but the pregnancy anxiety has been crazy. I couldn't even like tell you what I get anxious about. It's just like overcoming, like just overcomes me at random times of the day, and I'll get super anxious and like feel like I can't breathe, get really claustrophobic. And like nothing starts it or stems it. Like I just kind of feel crazy because I'm super anxious, but I don't know why. But I think that's normal. Like your whole life is changing. You also have to like, you know that you have to give birth to this human, and it has to like come out of you somehow. So that is like anxiety driven. But yeah, I still deal with it. So I was going to say it gets better, but it hasn't yet. So yeah. Okay, I think that wraps up the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know any questions you have down below. I'll probably do a second trimester recap here soon. So any second trimester questions, let me know. We're obviously, I forgot to mention, in his room. We just got his crib. So that's very exciting. But thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.